WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. Hey, y'all, it's me, Phil, back with another great episode with you, my friends. Listen, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who continue to support me virtually. It's a new endeavor, man. We really appreciate you. And those who are listening live on the station, if you want to see us live, go to Phil and Friends Radio on YouTube. Listen, I've got a great guest on the line today. I've got my boy, Christopher Aaron. He started his own company called Dareales out of Boston. It's actually like an international company now, but it's transformed into something for the culture. And he's going to talk about the entrepreneurial spirit, how he got started. So everybody give it up for my boy, Christopher Aaron. We're going to bring him live to the studio right now. What's up, brother?
Man, that's an amazing intro, brother.
Hey, man, for an amazing guy, brother.
I appreciate that, brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Is it cold up there in Boston?
Yes, it was freezing, man.
Man, it's almost like the weather is not changing. It's not getting warm at all in New York. This whole Eastern Seaboard.
Yo, seriously, it'll be like somewhat warm when and then it'll just turn into like the winter again. So yeah,
which is crazy, and it's almost April, man.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some of these spring fashions that you got coming up. But let's jump right into it, man. Tell the people who you are. Just go ahead and tell the people who you are.
My name is Christopher Bray, Christopher Aaron. You see it on there. But I'm the designer, creative director, CEO of Dareales Clothing Company. I do have a partner, but I didn't get to connect in time to have him on here, so it's just me today. But we're a team of brothers that come from Boston. As a youth, I've always kind of been into fashion and clothing, sneakers and different things like that. So it was like I wanted to create something that I wouldn't mind doing if I didn't get paid. So here we go, Dareales. I mean, not we're getting paid, but
right.
You know how it all starts.
But you know what? That we're going to come back to that. But you have come up with this idea. You came up with this idea, I'm sure, as a young kid, and now you actually brought it into fruition. And that's what I really like about you, man. You said, "Hey, I got the dream, and I'm about to make it happen." Where did this idea of Dareales and the bird, where did that come about? How did this? What does that actually mean? And how did you get that idea?
All right. So basically, the name Dareales is a play on word, like the realist. And basically, we wanted to create something that had a meaning that represented being true to who you are and what you stand for. So it's not about if Phil thinks I'm real. It's how I feel about myself. And we wanted that brand to also represent style along with it. And the actual bird icon, because when you're true to who you are, you're comfortable everywhere. And what we mean by that is, like, for instance, I use this analogy all the time. Like a bird can fly, it can walk on land and also float on water, but it's still a bird. So at the same time, when you're true to who you are and you're real to yourself, you kind of embody that same spirit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think fashion actually adds to who you are, right? It brings that extra layer of showing your personality and showing, that extra flair of like, this is me times 10, or helps,
absolutely. I think, with the brand, we wanted to create something that was an extension to your confidence. You know what I'm saying? We all remember the first day of school. That outfit was so important. So how about that first day of school outfit every time you put on an article of our clothing?
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, while people are watching, tell people how to look you up, because they on the phones right now trying to look up.
It's at Dareales, and that's DAREALES. And our website is www.dareales.com.
So, Chris, let's go back to the beginnings of you as a little Chris.
Yeah.
Where did you get this idea of, I want to get into fashion? I think that it's something I want to do. I believe in it. Where did this come about?
Well, starting off, I have older cousin who's been like a huge influence, kind of kept me on the right track. He was always into just clothing. Like, I mean, we go back to like 8-ball jackets and Sherlin coats and X jackets, starter jackets, because he was older than me. So I would get all the hand downs. You feel me? It was good. They were good hand me downs. You feel me? So I would go to school with like full Puma suits with the sneakers and everything. You know, because I just had an older cousin that was just like such an inspiration for me. And then I tell a story, right? So one time, this was when like some Jordans came out, and I wanted to wear them to school. And he was like, yeah, you can wear it. Like, these are some kicks he wanted to, it's in this rotation, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go to school, I'm fresh. So now the next day, I want to wear them again. And then once I go to put them on, he's like, yo, listen, you have to get your own now. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a joint right now.
Just so for the audience,
Yeah.
He has a brick and mortar store, so that's why I was so excited about him. So he's selling. He got people there, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
We good.
But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of how it is all day at the realest. You'll have like people popping in and out, just shopping with us, because we are in our community, a community that I was born and raised in. You feel me? So I thought that was really important for me to have something that represented you. You feel me? Because I'm like, yo, I drank the same water, went to the same schools, walked the same street. I just decided that there's more for me, and I'm gonna make sure it happens regardless.
Absolutely. And the realest now is a whole culture, man. It's a whole listen, you got Mike Epps wearing your stuff, you got you got everybody wearing your stuff on TV now, man. It's blowing up, and I'm so proud of that fact. Did you ever think that it would get to that point? I mean, I know you believe in yourself, but did you ever think, oh, my stuff's gonna be on TV? It's actually taking off.
You know what I think I'm like a firm believer in just like like the faith of a mustard seed. You feel me? So I always believed eventually it'll get there as long as I do the work. And now I'm gonna keep it real with you. It wasn't always it wasn't something that I always like you had to develop that belief. You had to.
So Chris, he's actually a brick and mortar store, you guys. So he's telling us about the faith that he's using, and I've known Chris for years. So he's telling people to be quiet in the background now for all the radio listeners. So, well, so it's okay. Listen, we understand. Listen, this is what happens when you do stuff live, man. We get it. I ain't tripping.
Yeah, man, Jesus. Yeah. So yeah, I straight lost my train of thought. But yeah, you gotta have that faith, and then eventually the work came along. Like I think the aha moment for me was when I decided to stop looking for anything outside of myself to solve certain problems for me. Like, how do I find a factory? How do I do this? How do I do that? Okay, there's I mean, it wasn't probably as I mean, it was always accessible, I guess, but I mean, I just didn't. I guess like that belief wasn't there. Like, yo, go online, look it up, and then that trial and error, and like if you don't succeed the first time, just be like, all right, boom, this didn't work, but boom, it's gonna move you in a. If you keep stepping, you'll figure out exactly how to solve the problem. I guess.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought it there, because so many African Americans, we make a huge part of the fashion industry. And for those people who are wanting to start a business, talk about some of the issues that you had starting off, trying to get this brick and mortar store, just trying to just get it off the ground, mark everything. What were some of the first challenges you had that might help somebody that's trying to start their business, their fashion business?
Well, we kind of started off like everyone else, printing up T-shirts, printing up hoodies and stuff like that. And then there were even times, and like Phil, when we was in the A, there were times where it was an idea, but we wasn't always doing anything. You get what I'm saying? So I always tell people that even that time where you're thinking about it, but you may not actually do something, I feel like that still steps towards. I mean, eventually you're gonna have to do something though. Let's give it a buck. But I feel like, I feel like those are still like progression, like steps or bricks towards this overall state. So how I got to the point where we have a store is we would sell out the trunk, selling out the trunk, selling online. And then a lot of people in Boston would be like, yo, I want to get it, but I don't know where to get it at. And then you're telling people like, yo, www.dareales.com, but it's not translating. So, I was like, you know what? All right, I believe. Let me open a store, and I wanted to make it to where it was like affordable, to where even if I didn't sell one shirt, I'm gonna do what I need to do to make sure that this gets paid until you understand. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's that helped me out a lot. Just being relentless in what it is that I want and how I want to get it done. There's like a quote that I love. Like, it's like, create the world you want to see. And this is something that I want. I go even as deep to where like the roads we walk on or the sidewalk were someone else's vision that now exist. You get what I'm saying? Or just like, it's just a lot of things that motivate me or keep me going. And even when it's like looking down, it keeps me, keeps me up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And one of the things that people don't, I know you on besides the Dareales, but your work ethic. You got a strong work ethic. People don't know that you have to not only run your business, you run your work. You're doing, at the beginning, you were doing a lot of things. So if you want to talk to that about, it's just not an overnight thing. Like somebody, your daddy ain't, I don't know. He ain't Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Where he was $1 million, Chris. He might be. Daddy, he might be.
He ain't Trump, but I
lack of a better person to use.
Yeah.
So talk about that, that work ethic that you got.
Bro, honestly, man, I worked several jobs, man. Like, and even now, if I have to, I'm going to do it to make sure it happens. But it's just like working a night job, a day job, selling the clothes, going to like little trade shows and pop-ups and just trying different things. And all your tax bread, when that comes in, you putting it here. You get what I'm saying? Like, to where it's a lot of sacrifices, and even still to this day, or like even right now, I sometimes like battle with like sacrifices, or because again, this is just a step,
right,
in the vision I see.
What do you mean you say battle with sacrifices? What do you mean?
Like what I should, like, am I doing enough? You know what I'm saying? Am I, because like shit, like sometimes after a hard day, bro, I want to go and have me some drinks and chill. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We already know. Right.
So, or like hang with my friends or shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like all these different distractions, but also finding that balance to where it's like, okay, you can't do it every day, but yes, you can reward yourself with 1 day or 2 days. And as I'm saying it, I'm actually finding answers. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And we're still growing too. We're still young.
Right.
We're still a young guy. You know what I mean?
For sure.
When you look at the black men in your neighborhood, what is one thing you would tell a brother on the street, or you could tell your younger self? Like, what would you? I don't mean to put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
What would you tell yourself for young boys on the street who want something, but doing it the right way, not getting it the fast way?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we live in New York and Boston. We know how that whole fast money thing, because the culture now is fast money. You see people, it's this. I got to get it now. I got to have this.
Because I mean, I think, like you said, it's fast. You know, shit is fast food. It goes in quick and out even faster. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, what I'll tell a younger me is just be patient. Trust the process, and it's so cliche to say, but yo, be patient, trust the process, and believe in yourself, because it's a lot of okay. So a lot of times people will be like, yo, Chris, why don't you make this, or why don't you have this, or why don't you have that? Because what got me here was a phrase that was like, brand then expand. You get what I'm saying? And what it's been working thus far, and I'm still, as we're growing, I'm still trying to apply it. You know what I'm saying? But just focus on one thing. They understand it, then you can show them something else.
Right.
You get what I mean? And then the people that had this, they'll now want that. And if they don't, maybe there's somebody else that didn't know you got that. Now they're on to this. You get what I'm saying? So I kind of do that, and then and as far and back to talking to a younger me is just believe in yourself, is confidence, man. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to no one else, because again, like you said, that your dad can be Trump. So guess what? Off the rip, he's already going to throw you into a better situation. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times looking at other people will stop your growth. You get what I mean? And just focus on just fueling your own tank, man. I think that's what it is, and start off with the people that support you. Let's not focus on the people that don't know you or that's not buying. Don't give it whatever it is. We can't focus on them. Let's nurture the people that love you.
Absolutely.
Nurture the people that rock with you. So,
it's funny you say that, because that's what my show, Feeling Friends, I use my friends. I use people I actually know, because I heard Issa Rae say that one time, and Issa Rae is from the TV show you guys know on HBO. But she said you need to network linear. Network with people on your level instead, because we're always trying to go up. We're always trying to, let me talk to Denzel. Y'all know I'm acting. Let me do this. How about we just hang out with people we know and create our own, and we're gonna grow together. And sooner or later, we all gonna be Denzel. Sooner or later, you're gonna be Dolce & Gabbana or whoever,
absolutely.
Brand. So speaking of Dolce & Gabbana, who are some of your influences in the fashion industry?
Some of my influences, I mean, of course, Ralph. I think like that's my biggest influence. Just like how he built like a lifestyle brand that you can kind of feel. You know what I'm saying?
I love how you call him Ralph. That's like I
got to call him like Ralph. The designer of Y3, I really like him. I feel like he's like progressive. I like Jeremy Scott a lot. I like Tom Ford. I mean, shit is like super, super clean. And just like even some of our designers, I love with like Virgil, with Louis Vuitton, is of course Ye. I really like him. I mean, I got a whole bunch of dudes, no bull. You know what I'm saying? I like Jerry Lorenzo a lot too.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro. I mean, again,
Yeah.
I'm a student. I'm a student to the game. So at the end of the day, like, and that's what I did too. I changed the looking at a person of like, damn, why it's not me, to like, okay, let me admire the things and what they do that works, and maybe some things that I can learn from to apply here. You get what I'm saying? Just change the lens of how I'm viewing someone else. I think that's important too.
Now, is it hard for black men or black people in general to break through the the mainstream? And I don't know if this is the right term, the mainstream of fashion, or to get into the Bloomingdales, the Neiman's. How is that? How is it your experience?
I mean, for like, I like back in the days I had worked at, like a Nietzsche and Rockaware and stuff like that. So I mean, I think now if you have and again, don't kill me if I'm wrong, and you know what I'm saying, but I think now if you build a brand with a story that the culture wants, they're gonna come for you.
Right.
They're gonna seek you out, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because like before, it's like, yo, you go to trade shows and things like that, or you have like these little events that brings the buyers of these department stores or retail chains to you. But then again, it's a situation like if like you go to Magic or Project or one of those shows, to where it's like it's a if they don't know to look for you, every now and then you may get a hit. You know what I'm saying? But it's still, it's just I just feel it's just like, yo, you build your story, you build your brand, and if that's what you're looking for, they're gonna come.
Absolutely. I want to switch the topic for a little bit, and I know you're busy in the store, but I want to talk about black fathers, because I know you, and I know you're an amazing father, and I don't know if you want to talk about that, but I want to talk about, because so many black men get flack for not being good fathers, and you're a great father, man. We see that you're always with your son. What
Yeah.
does it feel like being a dad who has a business and knowing that his son is seeing him put in the work, the hard labor, and he's going to one day hopefully carry on your name and your business? What does that feel like for you?
Yo, it feels super dope, because I feel like um me and my son, just like because that's the only child I have. So me growing as a father and me growing as a businessman is happening together.
Mhm.
And while that's happening, I'm able to kind of nurture nurture both of those things, and I feel like my son is being uh like different seeds is being planted in him that's making him want to have that entrepreneurial spirit, or wanting to like do something creative, or and that, yo, that's beautiful to me. You feel what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
and I think that's like super 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 dope. And then I'm teach yo, sweep the floor, because shit, I do everything. I sweep, I mop, I'm everything. Shit, an exterminator. Sometimes I'm next to a store, so you may catch you. Yeah, I mean, so it's just like
It's
everything
everything.
to
Yeah,
do. You feel me? So, and him just seeing that particular work ethic, and him seeing something creative being brought to life, I think is super super important.
absolutely. So what you got up for us fashion wise, so the people will know? Give the viewers your information again before we let you out, because I know you're busy, man, and I appreciate you taking the
No,
time.
no, absolutely, bro. I'm sorry if I wasn't so, but I
No,
was trying
you're good, man. This is good. This is a good show. You dropped some gems, man. You
to
did.
get that. It's www.dareales.com, as that's the website. Our Instagram is at Dareales, and that's DAREALES. That's all one word. Um, and right now we're working on our spring line. Well, we're starting to get stuff in now, spring and summer. During this pandemic, it's been like because because we just recently opened the store. So we went from just kind of selling online to now brick and mortar. And just with that transition and then a transition in the world, you know, we've been constantly shifting. So, I mean, but it's dope because we've been able to just, again, be relentless and solve problems, because that's what I realized business is too. It's just like a bunch of problem solving, a bunch of trying to figure it out, like finding the answers. And I even look at this particular chapter in my life. My boy had mentioned something earlier, and it made me think about it because I had wrote it down. It's just like answers. I want to search for the answers in all the things that I kind of do or want or I see for myself. You feel me?
Absolutely. You got any final thoughts for our guests before you roll out of here and go make some money?
What I would say is it's never too late, for one. It's one step at a time. Even when you think that you're not doing nothing, those thoughts, they definitely contribute to when you actually make a move. But you're gonna eventually have to make a move. Don't look at nobody. Listen, don't pay attention to compare yourself, dude. Let's not, because again, to even help you out, like, you don't know what their circumstances are. You don't know who they know. You know, you don't, and then to get even deeper, you don't know how hard they work. So if you take again, like, you look at someone at the positives, be like, damn, they must work really hard. They must be up all night, or they must have a schedule. They must whatever. Let's take all the possible good things that they can do, and let's apply that to you know what I mean, to what you're doing. And yeah, I think it just don't stop, you know, just keep going, because you just never know when all the dots connect. Absolutely. And if you're constantly problem solving, eventually it will you'll find the answers.
Absolutely. And the dots will connect. Chris, thank you so much for coming on, brother. Hold tight for me for 2 seconds in the green room, all right?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you.
No, bro. You already know.
Listen, we want to say thank you to Chris Aaron from Dareales. He dropped some gems on us. Listen, one of the most important things he said this episode was have that mustard seed faith. If you put God first, anything and everything can happen and will happen, but you got to trust, you got to believe, and you got to put him first. I'll see you next time right here on WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. All right, y'all. Peace.